Good morning, India. Good morning, humanity. It is Mahasaptami. This morning, it is 8:13 a.m. in Sodhpur, Panihati, and Bengal is celebrating the MAHISHASUR Vadh Utsav all over Bengal. Satyajit Ray had never been my favorite, despite his perfection in filmmaking, despite his inspiration rooted in bicycle thief. Rather, I favored the Indian Charlie Chaplin, Raj Kapoor and his dream sequences because it is more communicating. Every frame of Charulata is perfect, but Pather Pachali is not that a classic film. It has some technical errors, but I may not forget the scene where during the autumn two children, Durga and Apu, run amidst the kasban, the blooming kasful, and they run to see the train. It was a juk train, steam engine train. They were running to see the train. It was without the screaming loudspeakers. It was the celebration of life. It was childhood pure. The children could see the vendor mithai wala who walks by the side of a pond and his shadow is reflected in the water, and a dog is behind Durga and Apu who follow the vendor because they have no purchasing power. It is digital India. ছুটি আছে তবু ছুটি নেই। আজকের বাংলা কাগজে পুজোর অভিনন্দন সহ এই নিবেদন করা হয়েছে। কাগজ বেরোবে না 4 দিন, আমাদের কাগজও বেরোবে না, ইন্ডিয়ান এক্সপ্রেস গ্রুপেরও কাগজ বেরোবে না। আমাদের কাগজেরও ডিজিটাল এডিশন আছে। আমাদের সবকটি কাগজের সারা ভারতবর্ষে এবং আমেরিকাতে থেকেও ইন্ডিয়ান এক্সপ্রেস পাবলিশ হয়। আমেরিকায় যে কাগজ বেরোয় সেটা মূলত ডিজিটাল সংস্করণ, যেমন মার্কিন যুক্তরাষ্ট্র এবং ব্রিটেনের সমস্ত কাগজি ডিজিটাল ফরম্যাটে ইউরোপ তাদের সীমাবদ্ধ জনসংখ্যা এবং ডেভেলপড ইকোনমির সঙ্গে পেপারলেস সোসাইটি, যেমন সুইডেন টোটালি পেপারলেস সোসাইটি. India is becoming digital India, and it is making in digital India. What to do with 125 billion masses? If we opt for a Hindu nation within 2020 and a Hindu globe within 2030, we would perhaps cross the mark, the population mark to 2,000 million to 200 crore. Then what do we do with this population? Here comes the depopulation theory. Despite the family planning, despite the preventive medicine and condoms and other equipments, you can't control the population, because it is the biologically defaulted humanity which should have children, at least one, because without children this world would not be inhabited by humanity. China tried to control population, and they declared that there should be one child from every family, and they relaxed the rule. Many of European countries, they are in crisis because depopulation program has created unprecedented apathy against children. In developed countries, the parents do not feel any concern, any commitment to groom their children. Nobody is responsible for the children. The children do suffer most because they have lost their children. It is that they tend to become criminals. We witness the children with gun break into schools, public places, right into United States of America. They kill their teachers, they kill the students. The child has become the killer. In India, in New Delhi, the children are subjected to rape, and even in Nirbhaya Kand, which inspired to opt for another legislation for capital punishment to stop this rape tsunami. We have no society at all. We have no family at all. We have no morality, no ethics, though we are engaged in caste war, we are engaged in religious polarization. Either we have to live as Hindu or we have to be reduced to second or third or fourth class, persecuted, subjected to eternal repression, non-Hindus. And you may not survive in India as non-Hindu if they opt for Hindu India and they accomplish the agenda to make in India a Hindu nation within 2020. It would be depopulation, and we have seen in Sri Lanka they used the biometric identity, the biometric citizenship to kill the Tamils. This UID, unique identity card number, might be misused as the tool of depopulation, ethnic cleansing. That's it. This festival of MAHISHASUR birth is all about this making in, all about this depopulation. The icon, the Hindu icon of Durga, the Mahishasur Mardini, is created to kill the Asuras. And we know, as Rabindranath Tagore described it, Bharat Tirth, the greatest ocean, the greatest pilgrimage of humanity, which merged so many streams of humanity. Aryans, non-Aryans, Dravid, Sak, Hun, Pathan, Mughals, and those Anaryas were called as Asur, Dat, Danav, Kinnar, Gandharv, Rakshas, and so on. It was demonization. The rulers killed those people, demonizing them. It is happening in modern India too. It is Salwa Julum enveloping the entire Adivasi geography. The Adivasi people are either extremists or terrorists or Maoists or Naxalites, as they are branded. They are the modern demons, Rakshas, Asur, Dat, Danav, as they are branded terrorists, extremists and Maoists. They are being killed. Under Afsa in Kashmir, last night, Kashmir was burning. Some truck believed to be loaded with whip had been attacked in Kashmir, and an innocent man was the victim. Despite the restriction, despite the presence of armed forces, paramilitary forces, despite Armed Force Special Power Act, thousands and thousands of people gathered to mourn. They were performing the last rite. It was complete shutdown in Kashmir. And Kashmir is boiling. The newspapers in Kashmir published a screaming headline that the legislator of Kashmir has been inked in Indian capital, and they complain that India has grabbed Kashmir. And the question is related to Sikkim also. The merger of Sikkim is not a question mark because China has not intervened. Only because of that. The day China intervenes and we are making a way for China in Nepal, it is a Himalayan blunder in Indian diplomacy that we allow Chinese intervention in Nepal to make Nepal a Hindu Rashtra once again, against the mandate to reject the monarchy and the return of the Hindu nation in Nepal. They have opted their constitution, which is democratic, which is secular. We, the Indian people, have ceased to be democrat, to be secular. Even we are reduced to subhuman, just like the suburban population. We have killed the rural India. We have killed the production system. We have killed the peasantry or the peasantry ox to commit suicide. Agrarian growth rate is around 0, and the growth rate is hyped so much so with 1, 2 or 3% industrial growth rate. The false IPO statistics to boost the Sensex, the indices, to continue the bull run or the bear run, to facilitate the inflow of foreign capital and foreign interests in the Indian economy. We have no production system at all. We have no fiscal policy at all. Reserve Bank of India was created to monitor the monetary system, and Reserve Bank was autonomous to make the monetary policies of Democratic Republic India, and Reserve Bank is privatized. All 27 departments of Reserve Bank have been privatized. The governor becomes bankrupt. He has to cut the rates to boost the Sensex. Indian economy is all about Sensex and Nifty. It is all about the invested foreign capital, for what we have opted for total privatization, total disinvestment, total FDI Raj, total builder, mafia, syndicate Raj, and indiscriminate urbanization, which is dubbed as industrialization, killing Indian business and industry. That's it. We have no economy at all. The liquidity of purchasing power should be flowing, and hence the government expenditure targets all those social schemes. They have nothing to do with public welfare. The knowledge economy is privatized. Every hospital has to become private. Essential services, essential commodities, banking, gratuity, PF, pension, and even bank deposit are subjected to be linked to market and linked to volatile indices controlled by the bulls and the bears for profit making, money spinning and money making. And the class, including those so-called public representatives, the billionaire, less than 1% caste class, ruler class ruling hegemony, had opted for ethnic cleansing, depopulation. Aryans wanted to kill the non-Aryans and Dravids. They killed Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. They created the god Indra. Indra is the Vedic god, and Rudra is also a Vedic god. Shiva was not a Vedic god. He was the icon of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro cities. Shiva is a status who was the supreme administrator of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa cities. And Shiva is including in the Deva Mandal. The Vedas refer to Rudra. Rudra is not Shiva. The Vedas refer to Chandi. And we worshipped Kali in Bengal. Kali is not Chandi, as Kamakya is not Chandi, Vindhyavasini is not Chandi, and Sherovali Ma Durga is not Chandi, Jwalamukhi is not Chandi, Bhairavi is not Chandi. The Sati myth, the Puran, they tried to merge all indigenous, aboriginous gods and goddesses, making them the incarnation of Chandi, and they created Bhairav and all their Vahan, including the lion and the mouse and the cat and the rat, the snake. These are the totems of the Aborigine, indigenous Adivasi people who rooted in Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. They bear the Kal Chakra from Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, and every tribal village maintains the Kal Chakra in their houses. The Kal Chakra survives despite Salva Jurum, despite armed force, special power, despite the military state, despite the atomic arm race targeting depopulation and ethnic cleansing. কাশ ফুল কোথায় পাই, কোথায় পাবো সেই ঝুক ঝুক ট্রেন, সেই বড়াল গ্রাম যেখানে সত্যজিৎ রায় পথের পাঁচালীর শুটিং করেছিলেন। বড়াল গ্রাম, the Bodal village is the part of greater Kolkata now. The Sundarban is deforested. We are subjected to tsunami. We are subjected to earthquake. We are subjected to climate change. It is autumn with intensive humidity and temperature roaming around 30s, and it is now 27 degrees Celsius at 8:40 a.m. in Shodhpur. It is more hot in Kolkata, where everyone is hopping the pandals round the clock. You may get the sounds because I am surrounded by pandals. The sounds of the dhak, the sounds of the mantra, the sounds of the musical noise. It is leaking in. I cannot show you the scenes because I am using the static webcam. It is paperless society. It is growing to be paperless society, and hence we are opting for 3G and 4G mobiles, smartphones, Android, Apple's, tabs, and so many widgets and gadgets to make India digital. And this season, Kolkata will have digital newspapers only. Anand Bazar Patrika, এই সময় Sanmark, Jansatta, Indian Express, Times of India, even Ganashakti. This paper would be published on internet. Hence, I opted for YouTube because we have to use the multimedia if we have to continue the dialogue, the debate. Satyajit Ray made films like Pather Pachali, Charulata and Devi. Devi is very important film. The girl child played by Sharmila Tagore is incarnated in the goddess by her Jamidar father-in-law. You can hear the month. They invoke the goddess MAHISHASUR Mardini for killings, the killings of the Asurs because the Asuras still live. The Santals, the tribals are dubbed as the Asurs. Bengal itself is the land ruled by Bangasur. Bengal is named on the name of Bangasur. And the state has become militarized to accomplish the agenda of ethnic cleansing. The Hindutva agenda is nothing but ethnic cleansing. And the Devi could not save the child, so she herself runs to the river to immerse herself. In Ramayana, in the climax, the Maryada Purushottam Bhagavan Ramchandra immersed himself in the Saryu river. The history repeats itself. The goddess Durga would be immersed on Dasami, and Navami and Dasami is the same day. In Vanadivari Pujo, at the demise of Navami, after the puja of Dasami, same day the goddess has to be immersed. But the ethnic cleansing continues. The genocide culture continues, for which we invoke the MAHISHASUR Mardini. Now, the President of India, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, who begins his routine day in the Rashtrapati Bhavan reciting Chandi part. He has got a temple in the Rashtrapati Bhavan in Raisina Hills, and he has to visit his home in Labhpur, Birbhumi. The place, the demography, the locality is described in detail with its demography, its indigenous, its Adivasi, its SC, ST, OBC demography by Parasankar Bandhavadhyay with a Jamidari bias, a feudal bias. It is the documentation of the inherent inequality, inherent injustice, inherent hatred for those excluded outcast population. And this excluded outcast population has to be killed. It is digital India. It is digital India. But the president calls humanism and pluralism should not be abandoned under any circumstance. Assimilation through receiving is a characteristic of Indian society. Our collective strength must be harnessed to resist evil powers in society. He is speaking in the linguistics of Rabindranath's Bharat Tirth, which merged so many streams of humanities. It was reconciliation. It was the process of unification that made Akhanda India, despite the rule by Islamic rulers for 700 years, despite the British Raj spanning 200 years, we continued to be Hindu. The Sanatan Hindu Dharma survived just because of its inherent democracy, just because its capacity to merge so many humanities, just its reconciliation with non-Aryan Dravid. And now the Hindu nation we opted for, it is intended in the defaulted format of Manusmriti, which wants to kill non-Hindus as the Asuras, the Rakshasas, the Danavs, the Daityas, the non-Aryans and Dravids had been killed in the past for thousands and thousands of years. It is thus the woman has been subjected to eternal subordination, persecution, repression. She is deprived of every right, right to property, right to knowledge, right to arms, and even the right to life. Her life is controlled by her father when she is a child. Then if the father succumbs, her brothers would control his life. Then when she is married off, her husband has to control her life. She has not the right to life. She has no right to privacy. She was a sex slave. She was enslaved and reduced to a sex toy. And the patriarchal society was playing with her. Sharadptsav, the Bengali writer, put the details in his novel, and it was a conflict between the Renaissance headed by Brahma Samaj and the reluctant, adamant Kuleen Hindutva. The Kuleen Hindutva reject Renaissance. It did not support the 1857 Mahavidrah. It did not support Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. They wanted to kill Vidyasagar because he was speaking to many of the widows. But the legislation could take place against Sati Pratha, and it allowed the marriage of widow. The movement launched by Harichand Thakur, Jyotiba Phule, and Narayan Guru, Periyar Swami, Ayush, and others who spoke for the liberation of women, it came true. Rabindranath Tagore himself tried to liberate the woman in music, and it is all about the Rabindra Sangeet. Mantrahin, Bratta, Jatihara, Rabindra, Rabindra Sangeet liberated Indian women and more than the Bengali women. And it is more or less or semi-matriarchal society in Bengal. Bengali woman is more modern, more empowered, more free, and you can feel the presence of free women in Tagore literature, Binodini in Chokher Valley, and Charu Lata, played by Madhuri Mukherjee in Satyajit Ray's Charu Lata, are the modern and free Indian women who can take a decision. You can feel the presence of free women in Sharat literature, the novels and short stories written by Sharat Chandra, the Avara Masiyara, who lived in the red light area of Kolkata, Sonagachi, who was despised most in Bengal because of his lifestyle, declassed lifestyle. This gentleman favored the cause of women, the right to women, and he fought against the Kulin Hindu. The intelligentsia in Bengal, they did not support the Mahabidrah. তারা তখনও নিরুত্তাপ ছিলেন যখন সারা ভারতবর্ষের জনগণ 80 বছরের বৃদ্ধ বাহাদুর শাহ জফরের নেতৃত্বে ভারতবর্ষকে স্বাধীন করতে চেয়েছিল। তারা তখন ব্রিটিশ শাসকের সঙ্গে ছিলেন। নবজাগরণের যারা মনীষী, সেই সব মহাপুরুষ এবং মহানারীরা, ইন্ডিয়ান ইন্টেলিজেন্সিয়া, supported the British rule. They did not support the Birsa Munda's rebellions, Santhal Bidroh and Munda uprising, Bhil Bidroh, Chuad Bidroh. They called it Chuad Bidroh. The rebellion, the original rebellion against East India Company in 1757, 58 and in 1760, just after India was defeated in the War of Plassey, because they wanted to pull down the last Muslim ruler, the last Islamic ruler, Siraj-ud-Dawla, who wanted freedom. He wanted to fight for freedom. But his Darwaris were Umi Chand, Jagat Seth, and others led by Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar had the ambition to be the ruler of Bengal, and he became. But in fact, it was the Umi Chand, it was the Jagat Seth who ruled Bengal during East India Company. And thus the Marwadis and Gujaratis had the control of Bengal economy and business. That's it. And we got rid of the Islamic rule in British Raj, and the Kulin Hindutva was subordinated to British Raj. It never supported the peasantry, the peasant uprising, the freedom of expression, the right to the woman. It wanted to sustain the Manusmriti hegemony. And thus, when it was Second World War and Netaji smelled freedom and he tried to align with Hitler to get India free on the line of Joseph Stalin, who signed a treaty with Hitler, as the communist world had to be saved against monopolistic aggression of capital, United States of America, United Kingdom of Britain, and it was the urgency that Joseph Stalin signed the treaty with Hitler. In return, the fascist Hitler, who had also mandate, as our Hitler has got the mandate. No mandate is the last mandate. No mandate is a decisive mandate. The mandate might be rejected. It might be rejected in Bihar elections. It might be rejected in Bengal. It might be rejected in other parts of India. But we have opted for a federal system with a unifying center, and the center is more than centralized. It has got every power of the state. The autonomous state is killed. The Manusmriti kills the MAHISHASUR. It is that the MAHISHASUR is Arvind Kejriwal. The state is treating like that because they want to kill the autonomy of the independent or the autonomous state of Delhi, the basic fundamental rights of the people of Delhi. Hence, they have to make a MAHISHASUR of Arvind Kejriwal. And without understanding the phenomenon of this rape and gang rape culture, this rape tsunami continued day after day, around the clock in every part of India, in metros, in suburban population, in cities, in towns, in villages. More than 6 lakh villages of India. It is rape tsunami because we have no family, we have no society. We are blinded with our religious identity. We are fighting on the name of religion, on the name of Hindu, but we have no ethics, we have no values, we have no morality. Even the sacred relationship of son or father and daughter, mother and son, sister and brother, they have been killed. The woman is raped at home by her close relations, those sacred relations. The woman is raped at her working place where she is an executive. She is empowered woman. The patriarchal society, which has been defeated by this lot of empowered women, our Bitiya Jindabad. The girls are learning. They go to school, they go to college, they are vocationally trained, they are technically empowered, and they have to be raped. That's it. Because patriarchal society, the Manusmriti hegemony cannot wear the free woman. And pardon me, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, this legislation might not stop the rape tsunami. You have reduced to the status of MAHISHASUR, and the Manusmriti has to kill you. The MAHISHASUR has to kill you. The goddess, the ultimate icon of Hindu, armed, thus Praharadharini, Devi Durga is invoked to kill the MAHISHASUR. And you cannot save women in Delhi. Women could not be ensured safety in the Indian capital even after the Nirbhaya rape, even after the legislation to hang every rapist, because we are creating the rapist every moment, every time. Children have become criminal. The children have become rapists. The children are armed with Japani tail, rocket capsule, and this Viagra and condoms, scented condoms, to rape their mothers and sisters. It is the truth of the society. It is the truth of digital India. And Mr. Kejriwal, you want the overhaul, major overhaul. Among several things, government GOM to consider is a legal amendment to bring down age of minors to 15 to classify 16 and 17-year-old involved in heinous crimes as adults. In Delhi, 2.5-year girl child, 5-year girl child has been raped. She is not 16. She is not 17. And rapists are aged 10 or 12. It is the rapist tsunami in our schools. Recently, in a Bengal rural high school, the students of class 9 and class 10, I won't name the area, everyone knows because it was a screaming headline. They were having group sex, closing the classroom. It is, we have got the digital India, and thus we armed with 4G, 5G, and without the production system, without the production relations. I have seen UP towns, including Meerut, to be set on fire. The production system was on fire. In fact, the small industries had been killed in riots after Babri Mosque demolition, after Gujarat genocide. And the peasantry is vertically divided as it is reflected in Muzaffarnagar, the western UP. The साझा चूल्हा सुलग रहा है सरहदों के आर पार, and the military force of the state, the religious partition, the vertical partition of India is booting this productive India, this peasantry, this society, the society made of Sajhachula. We have no family. We are only roaming in around. We are hopping the pandals. We are celebrating the festivals, the carnival in open market. We are indulged in shopping power, shopping as we are supplied cash liquidity, the cash subsidy, and we have got all the schemes in the name of business friendly governance of fascism. We have the economic reforms with an agenda of ethnic cleansing, depopulation. It is it. And we will never see the caste full, the caste burn, the caste blooming, and there would be no juk train, no Bibhitu Bhushan Bandhavadhyay would write once again the Aranyak, which have no protagonist. Entire literature of Vibhuti Bhushan Bandhavadhyay has not any bad man or bad woman. Spectacular, unprecedented in world literature, but we cannot celebrate it. We cannot celebrate Pather Pachali. We cannot celebrate Aranyak. Even we cannot enjoy the Pather Pachali filmed by Satyajit Ray, because the world, the indigenous, the aboriginal, the rural world of peasantry uprooted, destroyed. Durga succumbed, having high temperature in a night of cyclone. That deadly night, that fatal night which killed Durga is enveloping us. Sei Kal Ratri, sei Jharer Rat, যেদিন একাকী সর্বজয়া দুর্গার মা দেখেছিল তার প্রিয় কন্যার অমোঘ মৃত্যু, সেই মৃত্যু এখন আমাদের নিয়তি। সেই কাল রাত্রি এখন আমাদের উৎসব, মহোৎসব। মহিষাসুর মর্দিনী বধিছে অসুর। এই অসুর কারা? এই প্রশ্ন চিহ্নের জবাব খুঁজতে হবে পুজোর আগে। This festival empowers the woman at the one hand. It is the matriarchal Bengal, the mothers and daughters of Bengal, who are incarnated as goddess Durga. It is the positive part, the another side of the picture, the scenario. ये तस्वीर का दूसरा रुख है। महासप्तमी, आज महासप्तमी, आज कन्या पूजा है। The society which kill the girl child in embryo, what a hypocrisy it is. The society that wants to kill the girl child to be married off to a older and older man, and she has to live like Sati and Savitri. The virginity, the myth of virginity enslaves the humanity, enslaves the woman, and it is the myth of virginity which is incarnated in Mahishasur Mardini, Das Prahar Dharini. We worship the girl. Devi Sarvatra Pujjante. Is it? Then what is the justification? What is the cause? What is the impact that we have to witness this rape tsunami? Even in Bengal, even in the semi-matriarchal society of Bengal, even during this festival, during this Durga Utsav, the linguistics of rocket capsule, the linguistics of Japani tale, the linguistics of condoms have to speak. The icons of the sex business have to inaugurate the puja pandals. And the girls, the women have to be raped during the festival. It is the naked truth. The Mahishasur Mardini, thus Praharan Dharini, might not kill those rapists, those rascals, those idiots, those who kill the family, those who kill the motherhood, those kill the fraternity, those kill the humanity, those kill the nature. The Mahishasur Mardini only kills the indigenous aborigine people, the Asuras. But প্রত্যেক মেয়ে তার বয়স যতই হোক 80 বছর 90 বছর সে এই উৎসবে বাপের বাড়ি ফেরে এবং দুর্গার বিসর্জন বাপের বাড়ি থেকে মেয়ের ফিরে যাওয়া সেই চোখের জল সেই সিঁদুর খেলা তাহাই বিসর্জন মা যাবেন জলে ঠাকুর থাকবে কতক্ষণ ঢাকের তালে কোমর দোলাবে কতক্ষণ এই উৎসবের বাইরে যে অন্ধকার সেই অন্ধকারে নাচিবে কোন মহিষাসুর মর্দিনী কোন 10 প্রহর ধারিণী ওই কাল রাত্রি ওই মহাকাল রাত্রি যে রাত্রিতে যে ঝড়ের রাতে সর্বজয়া হারিয়েছিল কাশ ফুলের বাহারে বেড়ে ওঠা একটি কন্যা সন্তান সে তার ছোট ভাই অপুকে একলা রেখে পাড়ি দিল অজানার সন্ধানে মৃত্যুর অন্ধকারে সেই মহা রাত্রি সেই কাল রাত্রি সেই দুর্যোগ that fatal calamity is the ultimate truth of this digital India. And now Bengal is lucky that there had not been any stampede because the Sutti Boro Durga in this Priyo Park, the highest idol claimed to be idols remain. Higher idols remain. Those idols of Gautam Buddha, the Panchasheel incarnated. Every major poem of Rabindranath Tagore ended in Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Bengal was ruled by Buddhist ruler until the Sen dynasty took over way back in 12th century, and the Islamic rulers took over the helms, and then followed by the British rulers, and there was a transfer of power on 15th August 1947, culminating in continued Holocaust, culminating in continued partition, culminated in continuous displacement, deportation, disinvestment, privatization, total privatization, destruction of rural India, destruction of peasantry, destruction of Indian business and industry. It is it. And we are celebrating the freedom of ethnic cleansing. We are invoking the MAHISHASUR Mardini to kill us, ourselves. And we say, Devi Sarvatra Pujjante. अभी अंजलि शुरू हो गई, देवी दुर्गा के नाम अंजलि दी जा रही, और इस अंजलि के बाद the woman has to be raped. It is rape tsunami. And Anand Bazar Patrika has reported about the Boro Durga. Shasoker Ashirwadi Chokhe Thuli. কিভাবে দেওয়া হয় অনুমতি, বড় অফিসে ফর্ম জমা দিতে হয়, পুলিশ, দমকল, পুরসভা ও সিএসসি পুজোর পরিকল্পনা নকশা খতিয়ে দেখেই প্রাথমিক অনুমতি দেয়, আর তার ভিত্তিতেই সিএসসি অগ্রিম টাকা জমা নেওয়া হয়। প্রাথমিক শর্ত কি? পুরনো পুজোর ক্ষেত্রে পুরনো মাপের রাখলে পুলিশ সঙ্গে সঙ্গে অনুমতি দিয়ে দেয়, পুরসভা লিখে দেয় মণ্ডপের উচ্চতা যেন কোনোভাবেই 40 ফুটের বেশি না হয়। পাকাপোক্ত অনুমতি কিভাবে উদ্যোক্তারা নিজেদের শর্ত হাইকোর্টের বিধি মানছেন কিনা তা খতিয়ে দেখেই ভাসানের কাগজে সিল মারে পুলিশ, সেটাই পাকা অনুমোদন। দেশপ্রিয় পার্কে কি ঘটেছিল? পুরনো পুজো পুরনো মাপের শর্তেই রাজি হয়েছিল, হাইকোর্টের শর্ত মানবে বলেও জানিয়েছিল কমিটি, কিন্তু তা হয়নি। পুলিশও তাই ভাসানের ছাড়পত্র দেয়নি। পুলিশের কি করা উচিত ছিল? হাইকোর্টের শর্ত না মানলে মণ্ডপ ভেঙে দেওয়া কথা। আদালতে রাজ্য সরকার এমনটাই হলফ দিয়েছিল, কেন তা করেননি? লালবাজারের দাবি, পুজো উদ্যোক্তাদের বারবার সতর্ক করলো আইন শৃঙ্খলার অবনতির ভয়ে তারা মণ্ডপ ভেঙে দেয়নি। পুজো কমিটি কি বলছে? নিয়ম মেনেই অনুমতি, ভালো বিজ্ঞাপন দেওয়া হয়েছিল, কিন্তু পুলিশ কোনো বাধা দেয়নি, কোনো অভিযোগ দায়ের করেনি। পুলিশ এখন কি করলো? সোমবার লেক থানার পুলিশ কমিটির বিরুদ্ধে বিধি ভঙ্গের অভিযোগ দায়ের করেছে। সত্যি বড় দুর্গা, তার পূজা নিষিদ্ধ, দর্শন নিষিদ্ধ। This is the irony of the open market economy. This puja is not the puja of Durga, the goddess Durga. It is business. It is business. It is industry. Business and industry in Bengal have been reduced to puja festival. We have no industrial system. 56,000 industrial units have been closed down. Those units are captured by promoters, builders, syndicates, and we are having housing hubs. We are extending the metro Kolkata at the cost of surrounding villages, surrounding peasantry. It is indiscriminating. Yeah, it is indiscriminate, intimidating urbanization, that the humanity is converted to subhuman, and it is resort, it is shopping mall, it is health hub, it is knowledge economy which take over the business and industries in Bengal and India, and it is the story of the festival. Hence, I do not celebrate puja, and I am surrounded by the festival, by the mantras, by the rituals in which ঘরে ফেরা মেয়েদের কোনো অধিকার নেই, because they are deprived to right to religion, deprived the right to privacy, deprived to the right to perform in accordance their faith, because Manusmriti declared স্ত্রীর কোনো অধিকার নেই, ধর্মে কর্মে স্ত্রীর কোনো অধিকার নেই. It is the basic cause. It is the impact, the rape tsunami. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, you are the latest Mahishasur who has to be killed, and you are opting for major overhaul. Your people, the people in Delhi, they are deprived of constitutional right of full power as Indian citizen, and they are deprived of autonomy, and ironically they kill an innocent man in Dadri village because it was doubted, it was the rumor mill started from a sacred temple that the man was having beef in his refrigerator. It is the Indian capital which aimed the legislator from Kashmir, which is the integral part of India, and it is the Delhi which links the non-racial, non-Aryan students from Northeast. Yes, Mr. Kejriwal, you are the latest Mahishasur. You have to be killed by the Mahishasur Mardini, the center, the strongest center, which was denied by the Constituent Assembly led by Pandit Nehru, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Thank you, humanity. Thank you, India. Let me speak human.